Right. Who was holding the camera left on the moon as they took off to go back home? And nobody gonna answer. And then when they said, well, we had an unmanned robot up there. Anybody knows about radio waves, especially back in the 60s? Do you think it would be an instantaneous move? Or do you think it would be something that while they were down here moving, it would take a while for it to go up there and get the signal? Huh?
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Right away, Houston. Reds are good. Ag saw it. Pitch over. Roger, you have good thrust.
How about this? Neil Armstrong left footprints on the moon. The lunar module that landed did not. Neil Armstrong left footprints on the moon. The thing that carried him down there did not. Nor when it left, because you got to remember, apparently the moon's surface is kind of dusty because Neil Armstrong in weightlessness left footprints. Yet you can see the takeoff of the lunar module. And there was no blast zone, blast area, blast nothing.
3 feet per second, looking straight. 20 feet. 10. 3 feet per second, contact now. 2, stop. Brake, pro, auto. We're on the surface. Okay, we made a good landing.
Roger, enters.
413 plus 10,000. That was a beautiful one. And we're slightly off. We landed the slope, but other than that, we're in great shape. Yep. Right on the landing site. Tell me when I hit the bottom step. Hit the bottom step. I'm on it. Yep. Oh, okay. Look at this, the LR cube. Yes. Okay. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. This will be on ignition. What a liftoff. And liftoff. Roger, ignition. Boom. Switch over. 10 seconds.
The guidance,
Roger.
the onboard guidance has now taken over
baby.
control.
Go is good.
If you were to fly, what would be the vehicle in which you put yourself in? What is the name of the vehicle that you would put yourself in? What's the last word in that 2-word? So I asked the question then, why would it be so far-fetched to believe that we may live on a plane when the vehicle, when you fly over this thing that we live on, is called an airplane? I'm not even trying to be funny. Why would they name it that? I'm not even trying to be funny, guys. Why would they name it? And there's no reason for it to call it an airplane. Out of all the names, you would have never named it that. You say because it rides on a plane of air? Why is it that they try to explain to you that one of the easiest ways to prove that the world is round is to watch boats disappear over the horizon? Because if the world wasn't flat, this is their logic, that the boats would not disappear over the horizon. Interesting point. Let me give you another interesting point. If you watched that same boat disappear over the horizon and got you a pair of binoculars, what will you be able to see? That boat. You're still in the same place. You didn't move. If what they're saying is true, is that that boat went over that curve, your binoculars would only see that curve. It's gone. It's out of sight. So how can you change that curve to straight? Because that's what you're saying, that somehow the binoculars are shooting a beam over there and curving around and giving you, because anybody that knows how cameras and stuff works, it's all it's doing is just magnifying it with mirrors. If scientists believe that we can see the curvature of the earth from the ground by watching boats go over the horizon, why do they then turn around and say, in an airplane, you can't see the horizon? Because you're not high enough. Did I lie about that? They say on the ground, you can see the curvature of the earth. But in the air, they say you're not high enough to see the curvature of the earth. What? There have been several people in Michigan who were able to see the entire skyline of Chicago from Michigan. Now, if the world was round and bend at the rate in which they say it does, it would be physically impossible to be able to see it. That is a fact. It would be physically impossible. And that was the fucking explanation that the news people gave, that it was a mirage. How can everybody in different places see the exact same fucking mirage? A mirage? KD, you gonna believe that? A mirage. You believe that all these people saw the exact same mirage?
According to the globe model, all bodies of water, including the Great Salt Lake, must have a certain degree of convexity to them. As Samuel Rowbotham wrote in 1849, if the Earth is a globe and is 25,000 English statute miles in circumference, the surface of all standing water must have a certain degree of convexity. Every part must be an arc of a circle. From the summit of any such arc, there will exist a curvature or declination of 8 inches in the first statute mile. In the second mile, the fall will be 32 inches. In the third mile, 72 inches, or 6 feet, as shown in the following diagram. I have continued the numbers up to 200 miles. All water must have this convexity if the globe was a reality, but this Earth curvature does not exist anywhere. Now, this laser test took place on Saturday, January 16th, 2021, at the Great Salt Lake in Utah, between Antelope Island State Park and the Great Salt Lake Marina. I was located here on the northwest corner of Antelope Island. My friend Robert from FE Corps was located here on the south end of the Great Salt Lake near the Great Salt Lake Marina. I have the coordinates listed for both locations. The total distance between the 2 points was 21.03 miles. We both had our cameras and lasers at around 5 feet above the water.
My latitude is 41.037384. My longitude is negative 112.278569.
Here's a photograph of how my camera was set up standing in the water. Here's a photo of the laser. The globe model predicts that at a distance of 21 miles at 8 inches per mile squared, 21 times 8 inches divided by 12, you get a curvature drop of 294 feet. You can verify the same amount with several online calculators, including this one and this one. But to determine how much should be hidden behind the Earth's bulge, you must include the laser height of 5 feet. Accordingly, under the globe, either observer would have to be on a tower 222 feet high, like this one, standing on top of the beacon at the very top to see the bright source of the laser 21 miles away if we lived on a globe. Shockingly, the bright sources of the laser were seen by both groups at both sides of the lake at approximately 5 feet above the water. The flat Earth was confirmed and filmed by both parties. In order to maintain the globe narrative, some globe propagandists will claim that the laser perfectly bent in an arc to match the Earth's curvature, but the claim is ridiculous. Obviously, I had a direct line of sight to the source of the laser here, and I had a direct line of sight with the base of the smelter stack. Nothing in the atmosphere causes lasers and images of distant objects to perfectly wrap around an imaginary Earth bulge so that the Earth bulge somehow disappears. I strongly recommend these videos from Dr. John D., who has a PhD, where Dr. John D. goes into much more detail regarding the impossibility of the arcing laser claim. Simply stated, this is not a mirage. I certainly had a direct line of sight with Robert's laser when it should have been 218 feet below the horizon. There is no Earth curvature there, and if there's no curvature over the Great Salt Lake, then there's no curvature over any body of water. Therefore, the globe is false. Yes, we were all lied to. Flat Earth is a humbling fact. I understand. I used to be a globe believer too, up until just 5 years ago. But there is freedom in truth.